Hey Geeks, what's going on? My name is Bren and welcome back to the Geek XP. This video is about Overwatch. The open beta starts next week and I'm really excited, but I wanted to post a video about one of the main reasons why I'm so excited for this title. Now, there are many reasons to be excited for this game, whether it's the gameplay and the way it feels, the art direction, the character design, the heroes themselves, but I'm just going to talk about one of them. And it's that I feel that Overwatch is the first title in years that Blizzard has put out that has real heart to it. Blizzard has come out with huge titles that have garnered massive success. The StarCraft franchise, Diablo, Warcraft and World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, just to name a few, Heroes of the Storm more recent, but these games have all been fairly successful franchises since their inception in the 90s. And so for a long time they've stuck to those. You know, and why wouldn't they? They gained massive popularity, so it made sense for them to keep on these. But I think what ended up happening is that these games, when they were producing them, the mindset was, how do we make what we already have and keep it popular, and what do people want, and sort of making it that way. And there's nothing wrong with that from a design standpoint. You have this franchise that people like, and so then the future goal becomes, how do we keep it fresh while also making sure that our fans like it. And so things get a little bit dry, and they've sort of fallen into sort of a rut. And I hate to say that because for full disclosure here, I'm a Blizzard fanboy. I love their products, I love all their games, really fun stuff. All their characters are unique, their storylines I'm very excited about when Blizzard announces new expansions for Warcraft, when new novels come out, you know, even map packs and or mission packs for like StarCraft 2 I get super excited about. So I love all their stuff, but you know, I have to be honest when, you know, they don't feel as rich in energy and heart that they maybe used to have. And Overwatch, I think, is an exception to that, for an interesting reason. For those of you who don't know, Blizzard was working on a new title called Titan for a long time. And many of the guys who were working on this were Blizzard veterans. They'd worked on World of Warcraft and its other titles. These are guys like Chris Metzen, which is a huge name in Blizzard. He's like the senior vice president, like lead story guy. He's the voice of Thrall. He's the man. I think he got hired when he was like someone at Blizzard like met him at a bar and he was drawing on a napkin. He was like, that's awesome. Do you want to work on a video game? And I think his first project there was a Justice League fighting game, and he's been there ever since. And so he's there. Jeff Kaplan is there. Aaron Keller, they were big guys on World of Warcraft. Jeff Goodman, Scott Mercer, are all big WoW guys. Then there's Michael Chu, Billy Petrus, Arnold Sang, all amazing designers and artists, and these guys are just like so used to, like, they've been in Blizzard for a while, even though some of them haven't been in Blizzard for some of their big titles when they became successful. They were used to Blizzard's success, and there's a series of videos that Blizzard did interviews in which they talked about this stuff. And so when they were working on Titan, the goal was originally to make it a MMO with like sort of like a multi-genre, sort of sci-fi, a little bit of fantasy. And long story short, the project was canceled. And it was, you know, for all intents and purposes, a failure. Sort of sitting in the shadow of Blizzard's many other successes. And, you know, it's not like it was a team full of new people. Some of them were guys who have been around since before Warcraft. And so it really forced them to sit down and think about, you know, how do they make games? And Blizzard's big thing has always been gameplay first and making games that they enjoy playing. And it sort of I think it made them take stock of themselves and what they were doing and why they were doing it. Which I don't know if that's been as much of a case with some of their previous recent titles, which have been sequels or expansions on previously existing franchises. So this forced them into a situation where they just had this crushing defeat. And there are these high expectations, not only from fans, who at this point don't know about the product yet, but from within Blizzard itself. Like, it has a reputation, and they felt that they had let them down, and so it forced them to really step up and reevaluate what they were doing and why they were doing it. And so now, this game Overwatch that comes out, it doesn't have a single player story mode. So while the story isn't as in your face, it's there, and all of these characters have a lot of personality, they're very unique, and it just feels like a project in which these people poured their heart and souls into, which I love. And I think it's the reason for many of my viewers why we like shows like Steven Universe. It has heart, it has character, and it has content that is made with the blood, sweat, and tears of its creators. They're not just making something to make a quick buck. They're not just doing it because a producer is like down their neck making sure it gets done. They're making something that they want to make. They put elements when they decided to make a first-person shooter. Jeff Kaplan, who was a big fan in playing games like Half-Life, they played Quake, they were fans of Team Fortress 2, and once they realized what kind of genre of game they wanted to make, they pulled from all these places. Lots of people have criticized Overwatch in the past, so it's just a TF2 clone, it's Quake, it's just, you know, any other first-person shooter. Some people have said it's just a MOBA. Well, you know, that's a little bit less common. And there's a reason for these similarities and that people see those. It's because the creators are fans of this content, and they remember the things they enjoyed from these games, and so why wouldn't they want to put that in this game that they are excited about? You know, it's sort of a very classic Blizzard thing. Take what has been done and refine it, polish the parts that make it shine, and make it something new. They've taken elements from all these sorts of games, given it that Blizzard flair, and the product is greater than the sum of its parts. And I think that makes the game special. Whether you're looking at it from a gameplay standpoint or just the heroes and sort of the story that's interwoven within them, I think this game has a lot to offer people. I'm excited for the game. I hope you guys are excited too, and if you haven't heard about it yet, this might make you guys look into it. There's a cinematic trailer, animated shorts, web comics, a graphic novel coming out. It's really exciting. In the future, I'd like to do more in-depth analysis of the game itself, maybe some guides on heroes or play styles, maybe some map guides, but I want to get more time in game before I do something like that. You know, I only got the game for a little while for the stress test weekend, and then we have the beta week coming up. So once that's done, once I've actually logged some considerable time in there, and I feel a little bit more qualified to do so, I'll start posting stuff like that. But from now, what you guys can expect are some gameplay. Mostly just me getting my feet wet again, getting to know the game and just playing, and you guys can see the game, see my reaction to that. And then upcoming we have more Steven Universe, so I'll be doing reactions and analysis for that. You guys have been awarded some Geek XP. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to show a love to that like button if you guys enjoyed this little bit of a ramble from me. If you enjoyed what you saw here or are excited to see more Overwatch and also Steven Universe and other content, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the game. I'll catch you guys next time, and yeah, have a good one.